Alright, it should be good now. Tell me if it isn't.
Yep, that's good.
Alright, let's start then. Looking at the timeline, let's go to 2004, and I'll set the scene for you guys. Mewtwo King had just released his info dump the year before. In the spring of 2004, Magus went to his first tournament in Metuchen. And then we have, sometime in August, Zanguzen enters his first tournament in Maplewood, New Jersey. So Zang, name the tournament, where was it, how'd you do, people you met, let's go.
Alright, so I have no idea what the name of the tournament was, but I will tell you, at that point, I was the typical Smasher who thought I was the best in the world, and I could just go anywhere and win. So I looked on Smashboards for the first time. I saw this local tournament near my house in Maplewood, and I figured, alright, I'll go there to see what's going on. And it was kind of weird because I was pretty young back then, back like early high school, so my parents were kind of cautious about sending me over there.
How old were you at this time?
It was a nice day, summer. What's that?
How old were you at this time?
I want to say 15 maybe.
Okay, so pretty young, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was a great day. It was out in the guy's front yard. I think it was like his garage and setups outside. It was really cool, and it was just crazy. My first friendly was with Suicide Fox, and he wrecked me completely. It was the first time in my life I've ever been wrecked that hard. I think he force stopped me. He just shine spiked me 4 times, and yeah, I ended up getting wrecked at the tournament. I played Wes in winners, and he would just troll me by doing super wave dashes across the stage the whole game and like F smashing me as he's doing it. Everyone was laughing at me. It was hilarious. But yeah, that was my first tournament, and I did pretty badly.
So
Did you start with Falco?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, did you start with Falco?
So yep, I was Falco from day one. I played Sheik before that, but I decided to switch to Falco because my friends complained that Sheik was too cheap and too good, so I went Falco instead. Who ironically is now higher on the tier list than Sheik, but I don't agree with that.
So, sorry, just typing this. Let me know if the stream's bad, guys. It seems to be a little bit laggy, but I think it's alright. So, how long have you been playing before this? Did you know there was advanced tech before this? Had you seen videos of other people? Or did you just go assuming with your casual knowledge, like, you could be the best? And then you quickly learned?
Yeah, I definitely thought I was the best. I wrecked all my friends all the time, and I didn't think there were such things as advanced techniques. If they did exist, I didn't think they would actually stop me, and I was quickly...
You really haven't stopped you.
Were you just like spamming F smash on kids?
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I was.
Or
No short hopping, just rolling.
Still do that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Do you know... Alright, so you went there, you got bodied, you met Suicide Fox and Wes, who are 2 very old school players, who hopefully will have at least Suicide Fox on the next Skype call we have. But, so you met them, how'd you get into the scene? Did you just lurk on Smashboards all the time, basically? And just go to events?
Yeah. So basically, I was really inspired by how badly I was destroyed to get better, and I wanted to see what other techniques were out there. So that's when I started looking at videos online, and there was this really old school website, I think it was an Italian website with a bunch of Smash videos on there. It was crazy. They had videos of Ozin, Andin, all the old school top players. Yeah, that was like the website to go to show your friends all the high level Smash back then. And so I showed my friends, and they were getting super hyped. We saw Samus doing her bomb recovery and freaking out, and she could tether and all that stuff. So we decided to form a crew, I think a week later, and we decided to, like, this is going to be our crew. We're going to get really good at Smash, and we're going to travel and be the best or whatever. And so, yeah, from that point on, I was just on Smashboard all the time, going to locals, going to Smash Fests. And I was really lucky because Suicide Fox, despite having bopped me, he actually still wanted to play with me a lot. I guess I was one of the only 2 people nearby. So he would come to my house a lot, and we would just practice over and over, and slowly I was getting a little better each time. That's kind of how I started getting better. Like, really good, I mean.
So, and you must have gone good fast, because next big event we have on the timeline is March 2005, Mewtwo King goes to his first tournament. So you actually went to a tournament before Mewtwo King. 2 months later, or in June, he wins Getting Schooled 2 in Maryland, which is his first big win, and then right that 2 months after that, in August, you had your first big win, which was Gauntlet. So, how did you go from being awful to learning all that in 1 year and then winning your first big tournament ahead of PC Chris, Wes, and all those guys?
Yeah, so it was really just a gradual progression. Like I said, Suicide Fox was a huge component in me getting better. I started getting better at edge guarding and doing all the Falco jank, and I started getting a lot of advice from Mofo and PC Chris, who were huge players in the NY scene. So just talking to them, I joined their crew also. They were the Turks back then, so I just played with them a lot. And yeah, it's funny, Mewtwo King actually, I went to his first tournament, and he was already good from the get-go, and I was surprised because he posted his whole info data dump, I think a year before that.
Yeah, a whole year before.
Right, so I'd assumed that he was just like a big player already. I didn't realize that a year later he'd go to his first tournament. But yeah, he was good from the get-go. I barely beat him that tournament, but from that point on, it was always just close match after close match. And then I guess he stopped going to New York tournaments for a while because I didn't see him anymore in New York. I just kept going to them myself. And yeah, finally in August, or I think around August 2005, that was when the huge gauntlet happened where Team Ben came down. They were like wife, husband, Oro, Bach, and Neo, I think. They all came down. They were talking smack in New York as they always do, and it was just like a hype tournament because everyone from New York was there. PC Chris is going to defend us, Wes is going to defend us, Killowar, DA Dave, all of them, and no one expected me to place first in that tournament. I didn't either. But yeah, somehow I got a good bracket. I beat Wes, I beat Husband, and then I played Wife in winners finals, and Wife destroyed me. And so I made it back in the grands by beating Husband again. And everyone was telling me, Zang, you gotta start camping. Just camp the hell out of Wife, spam lasers, do what you have to. And I was like,
This is
alright.
where it all started.
That's
I think
cute.
that was when it started.
I like
honestly.
that.
The DA was just telling me, dude, just spam. I'm like, alright, I have nothing to lose. I got wrecked 3-0 in winners, so I'll just try it. And it was crazy how easy it was to win. I 6-0'd Wife in the run back just by spamming. It was.
So this is the origin story.
Yeah,
That's how it happened.
That's how it started.
Wow.
Zang never looked back.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know that before today. That's pretty funny. So, I mean, that's it. And then you came back to win it. And here, let me link the results thread in the chat so you guys can look at what we're talking about.
Yeah, dude, those are some crazy results. And
Yeah, so this is...
Were like, they all good back then still?
Yeah,
Like Wife, West, PC.
they were better than they are now, like relatively speaking. Like Wife, Husband, we were all top 25 back then.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway...
those,
Oh, sorry, there's a delay. But this month, 2005 August, Zanguzen wins Gauntlet. In this same month, two other people in this chat start playing Melee, and that would be Carl and that would be Steve, aka LordKnight.
You said 2005?
Yeah, you told me August 2005 I have on this chart.
Yeah. Oh, I started it for...
So that was Philly MLG. I guess, did both you guys meet there at
My
the time?
first tournament was 5, but I started playing Melee competitively. Well, like, I started learning and meeting people in 4.
Oh, so yours is different then, because I literally a month before I went on the internet and I searched Halo tournaments and MLG came up, and we were going to go to MLG, but my boys bailed, so I went with one friend and we played Melee, and I got fucked up really bad, and I was pretty depressed. It's Zanguzen's story, like almost to the letter. Like the week before, I was playing all my friends, and if I didn't 5-stock them, I would get pissed off. Like, fuck, how am I supposed to be the champion if I can't 5-stock my friends? Like, what the fuck? So I went, and I won. I didn't go 0-2. I went 1-2. And it was a Falcon. I remember this guy because he got mad because he was wave dashing. But I beat him without wave dashing. And I was like, see, you don't need that shit. and I was playing Rory, too. But I got upset. I got upset at the loss. I think everyone gets upset at the loss if they go to their first tournament and just get blown up. So I looked for games in the region, and I started, like, I got PC++. I was watching videos of Neo, because I was like, he was like the Rory god, so I was like, well, if Rory is like C tier or whatever, and Neo is winning with him, like, I'm smart. Like, these guys aren't smarter than me, really. They just play the game more. So, like, if I play, I could just beat them, was the logic. So, I think within that month, let me see, within August, I went to MLG, I met Inui probably like a month and a half later. I met Magus like 2 weeks after that. I went to his house like 2 weeks after that. And
So was this your very first fighting game? And in case people in Smash don't know, LordKnight is very well known for his anime fighting games, and he's moved on from Melee. But was this what started it all for you then?
like just competitive games?
Yeah, like you said you were looking for Halo. Is this the fighting game that then led to all your other fighting games?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I played games since like as far back as I could remember. So I don't know if I could say like Melee is my first. Melee is the game that took me to the next step. Because like I said, I wanted to play Halo. I wanted to go play Halo tournaments. That was the goal. Because our team was quite good, but the other two guys kept bailing on us. You need 4 people to play Halo 2. It was Halo 2. And I got really tired of it. Especially with MLG, I'm like, dude, this is Major League Gaming. I remember I was like yelling at them. This is Major League Gaming. I kept saying it. So I said, fuck teams forever. Fuck teams forever. Even in Melee, I don't like teams. Still, because of Halo. I don't like teams in Smash at all because of Halo. Because I hate relying on other people because they don't come through. So I started. I guess Melee was the game that took me.
I guess, was it your first competitive game then?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
my first tournament game, I would say, for sure.
And I mean, Carl, what do you think? What were you doing around that time?
Okay, so my first tournament was 2005, but when I learned about competitive melee, it was 2004. And the thing is, like, I played 64 a lot, and I learned about canceling from a Japanese website. And like, this is back when I lived in the ghetto, like Trenton. Some kid came over to my house, like, yo, look what I can do with links down here. And Z canceled it. And I'm like, whoa, his story isn't stuck in the ground anymore. It's so crazy. So, when Melee came out, that was one of the first things I did. And I was like, yo, it's not in this game. Because, like, it's not as, in 64, it's 9% of lag, and in Melee, it's half the lag. So I still saw the start go in. I'm like, oh, just no Z cancel. This game sucks. But, I was super into Halo PC. My clan was actually rank 1. It was called the N2K clan. It knows, doesn't stand for Mita King. But I eventually started looking up like Halo strats online, and that's what led me to Mita King's guide, or not guide, his stat website on AIM. I had like Halo, Metroid Prime stats, F-Zero, Smash Melee, and stuff like that. And I was like,
That's right.
This guy
So
has this, like,
didn't he used to have Halo guides too?
yeah, and
He had
Double
a lot
Dash.
of stuff on there. I remember going to that site.
And
I didn't know that.
I found his AIM and I started talking to him, and I realized like he used to play on my Halo PC server. And like, oh shit, so it means you're good, because like we kicked out people who were bad. And I noticed that in his guide he had like something called wave dash, and I was like, oh, I heard of that. Because I had a friend who I would play with in high school. He would wave dash, but I would still body him, like with everyone. So like, wave dash is useless. And then we were talking on AIM. He's like, no, wave dash is so good, you don't understand. I'm like, I don't know, man. I have a friend who wave dashes. I destroy him with like every character. So Angry Mita King comes to my house like a week later to show me how good wave dashing is. And he actually didn't even body me. This is like sometime in 04. Like, I beat him in Mewtwo did. I'm like, are you really Mewtwo King? But at the time, he used like Luigi, Mario, Dr. Mario, and he was like, one day I still want to be really good at Fox. And he showed me like L canceling, like, oh, this is also in this game, not just Smash 64. And he showed me a lot of text though. And then he told me about DC++. And I went on DC++, I found videos of Ken, blah blah blah. I'm like, wow, this game's actually pretty cool. So I shifted from like Halo PC to Melee as far as like trying like, try and get good at, from like late 2004 to early 2005. And then I eventually found out about Smashboards, and because like Jason just like we kept like talking on AIM, and eventually told him like you should go to his website too for more info, because DC Plus was just like chat and videos. And my tag was Fox and Falco, because when I was inputting my username, I thought I was asking for the name of my characters. So I was like, I use Fox, and then I typed in Fox and pressed enter. It's like, cannot use this username. I'm like, oh, who else I use? Oh, Falco. So I Fox and Falco enter. Yeah, so I posted. I'm like, what the hell is this Fox and Falco? Oh, that's my name or whatever. And I stuck with it. And people would call me Faf or Faffy or FNF. D1 would call me FNF. And that's just, I started hating the name eventually. But yeah, Emoji PA. That was my first tournament. I found out about it from Meet King. He gave me a Smashboards link. I mean, it seemed super legit. Like, it's a big tournament. It's not too far away. Only like a 40-minute drive, whatever. Had my dad take me. And at the time, I would use Fox and Falco. Well, of course, use Fox and Falco. I was just all about tech skill. I just wanted to learn like all the cool stuff ASAP. After Meet King showed me how useful it is. And I think, honestly, like, at that time, there weren't that many, like, technical Space Animal players. I think I was actually, like probably one of the more technical people in Tristate, because all I did was lab tech skill. I was the high schooler who had free time, so, like, what else would I do? I watch all Mofo's videos, like, Infinite Shine combo and everything, like, I gotta get this done for a tournament. I go, and, like, there's a player called The Cape, who's, like, the best Mario at the time, and I super body him. But then I, like, lose, like, this random floaties, because I'm so used to, like, comboing against, like, a level 1 Fox, and, like, I don't know what to do against Peaches. And one of them, his name was Jasona. He was, like, a really good Samus from, I think, Philly. And there's a Peach player who was friends with the Cape, I forget his name, but it's a Peach player in the Cape's famous video of, like, the dope Mario recovery. I don't know if you guys remember that. Zang, you might remember that. The tear-up recovery of Mario. Do you remember that?
Nope.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. It's in the video. You must recover. But there's like, I lost to good people pretty much, and like I said, I was well acquainted with D++. I spoke to players like Hugs, PC, blah blah blah. I was talking like hella shit to Chili, dude. I'm like, cause I saw his videos against Ken. He's just against Super Bob. I'm like, yo, you don't know how to play box. You suck. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, yo, you get some white match me unlimited retries at MOG, he super destroys me. It's just me and Meet King getting our ass whooped. Like, we're taking turns, my match and killing dude, and it's getting destroyed. And my dad's like, I'm not giving you more money.
So, wait, Zang and LordKnight, when did you meet Carl? Or, like, when did you each meet each other? If Carl and LordKnight met at Philly MLG in August 05.
Met both of them at the same tournament, actually.
You all met at that Philly MLG?
I didn't meet anybody.
I didn't meet at MLG, but I remember meeting Steve and Zang at a Palmer Inn tournament, Palmer Inn in Princeton, hosted by Inui. And I remember like being there with my janky camera recording Zang, like, oh my god, finally me and Zang, I record him. He's just getting blind by Meet King. This is when Meet King finally learned how to beat Zang. And he's just getting, I can link a video from that tournament that
yeah, definitely look for it.
That was the tournament that Meet Kings finally beat me for the first time, and ever since then, I would never beat him. That was like the defining tournament. He started chain grabbing me on FD.
Yeah.
Wait, did Jason play Mark before this?
No, he was Fox.
I think it was still Fox.
No, he was just Fox, but no, Zang went Mark to like try to like counter it, so you chain grab him back or something.
Oh, so he was chain grabbing your Falco on FD with Fox.
Yeah, that was crazy.
LordKnight, were you a Marth like from the start?
I sent 2 videos. I sent a video with like Meet King edited himself, him versus Zang. He has stupid Mega Man music. Where is it?
No, LordKnight, I was just gonna ask you, did you main Marth from the very start, or did you like switch many mains?
No, I switched to him. I played Roy for like 6 months. I remember when I switched to him. I went to a tournament with Scranton, and I was kind of feeling myself because like I was doing really well. And at that tournament, everyone who played me in friendlies, they all counterpicked me with Sheik in a tournament. I did really bad. I like threw my controller. I was super mad. I was like, "Boy, fucking sucks. I'm done." And then M2K came to my house because I don't know why, but at that time, no one would like. Actually, I do know why. I guess I should say that. But at that time, nobody would really let M2K play at their house, and I was bad. So I was like, "Oh, you can just play me." And I'm like, this guy's way better than me, so if he just beats me up every weekend, then I'll get better, right? So the next weekend I was like, teach me Mars. I just X-copied Mars like to the letter. Like literally do anything he did, I would just do it. Even if I didn't know the reason why, I would just fucking do it anyway. And I did a lot better. I did way better.
Interesting.
Carl, make your goddamn mic.
Yeah, Carl, your keyboard's really, really loud.
Your angry ass typing. Yeah, I'm watching that video.
So, just looking at what we have here, we have Mewtwo King finally beating Zang. That was June 2006. So, and then we have Emu. Hello?
And I also have another video of just me and Zang and recording him. And I know he was just playing around with Mark because he didn't want to get chain grabbed and stuff.
Alright, noted.
I heard wall teching and shit on recoveries. Yeah, this video's tonight.
I think that boss probably body people today.
Yeah. Yo, he's out there doing the low angle recoveries and this shit.
Yeah. And I did not edit that video Mewtwo King did, so just parts of the chat, it's like really cheesy text and stuff. I did not put Mewtwo King.
Alright.
He told me to upload it, so I did.
Wait, so just to keep us on the same page, we're around mid-2006, right? The stuff you're talking about. So Mewtwo King finally beat Zang, and now we're starting to see...
Yeah.
Okay.
I made a comment video for Mewtwo King. Just showing what he was known for. I'm just trying to find it.
I like that I'm the last comment on this video.
Yeah, we have to get Mewtwo King into one of these calls once we get some more history.
Zang's out here spamming rolls.
This video is pretty funny.
Nice.
This spammer's he uploaded for me.
I think it's just spammer.
Oh god, I have ball videos.
Yo, you should post this in Twitch chat.
Yeah, post in the chat so people can watch.
NJSSBM.it.
Awesomeverse.html. What a URL.
Oh my god. Yo, this is definitely history. I've never seen this site before.
Oh, I forgot to say, in 05, I posted a ton of comment videos because the thing is, I was, sure I went to MOGPA, but I got really lucky because my dad needed to go to Philly that day, but, I was really not allowed to go to tournaments because my parents did not understand at all.
Carl,
so
can
you...
Can you increase your, get close to your mic in any way?
Am I really quiet?
Yeah, you're very quiet.
I don't know how to,
Are you using a laptop? Because you should probably... Hello?
Okay.
No, it's worse. Yo, I'm sorry. Did I just break your setup?
Is it, too quiet?
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Yeah. I can hear Carl a little bit. You're quiet though. But yo, saying, what is up with this site? It's just matches.
Yeah, just matches of top players back in the day.
This is a really... I've never seen this site. I have to go through this later. I'm amazed it's still hosted.
Yo, this red text is killing my eyes.
So you guys can't hear me?
We can, it's just very faint.
Barely.
It's...
You can crank your shit in the Skype options. You just turn
Oh
on your
yeah,
mic
try
volume.
that. So, alright, enough of Carl being a fanboy from Mewtwo King before everybody else.
Another thing to say.
I don't know. Zang and LordKnight, what else do you guys remember from 2006 going into 2007?
Anything interesting? I remember, I guess players, there's Waz. I remember the first time I played Sensei, and I was like, this guy's not that good. I really think Sensei wasn't very good.
Really?
Looking back, he was pretty good. It's cause when I was younger, I thought tech skill was the shit. So and Sensei didn't have very good tech skill. So I was like, it's just Fox. It's not him. But looking back, I'm like, oh, he was actually pretty good. I remember playing Zang early. I remember Emblem Lord. Yo, remember Emblem Lord?
Emblem Lord,
Yeah.
Awesome guy.
there was like a fake rivalry between me and Lord because we both have Fire Emblem names.
Yeah.
But I always beat him in tournaments, so I was like, yo, hold that. And my name is like a real Fire Emblem name, and his is like some made up shit. So I was like, dude, you're fucking whack. I remember meeting Eggum and was like, I could not stand Eggum when I met him. Holy shit, I was so like mad at Eggum all the time.
I wish we had Eggum in the call.
He's cool. He's actually cool. Like, he's a good dude. But it was just like, I was so hungry. Like, when I started, I was so hungry to be the best. So like, there's so many people that I was just like, man, fuck this guy. I'm gonna fuck him up. And Eggum played Falco. I hate Falco. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I really hate Falco.
Everyone fucking does.
Yeah, because he's so dumb. But Eggum was good. There was the one time where I played Eggum in a tournament at somewhere near Carl's house. And I had to play Eggum. And we played on this couch. It's not that big of a couch. You know, Eggum is a larger individual. So, like, I'm pretty small. I was especially small then. I was like a run. So, I'm, like, sitting next to him on the couch, and he always wore his Green Bay Packers jersey. And it just was so, like, he just was sweaty and took up all the space and just fucked me up with Falco. And I lost the game, and I'm like, dude, this is so not fair. Like,
This is not.
I almost started thinking about, like, chair johns. I was like, what the fuck? But I think I won that set. But I remember being really annoyed. But he's actually cool. And in the end, he became one of the best players in the state at one point. Also, he got really good.
Eggum got hella good.
Yeah, Eggum got hella good. I had to catch up to him. That's what ended up happening. I beat Eggum in a couple of grand finals. There was a point where, like, I was playing Eggum a lot in grand finals, like, near the end of Melee. And when I say the end of Melee, I mean, like, 07.
So 07 is where Eggum really came to his peak, and aside from U2 King, was the best in New Jersey.
Yeah.
When did Eggum switch to playing Fox?
At the same time, in 07. Yeah, because he doesn't like Marth, and that was because of me and M2K.
Yeah, he kept saying Falco dies at 0%.
Which is true.
Was his Fox, like, immediately nice?
Yeah, because he had a really good tech skill. I had no idea how, because his hands are so big, but, like, he had a really good tech skill. He had really, really, really good tech skill. He's definitely better than mine.
Yo, and, are we gonna talk about the Eggum and tables?
Eggum and who?
And Aziz?
Who's Aziz?
Hacks?
Oh, I don't know that much.
I don't know.
But see, when I met Hacks, I remember meeting Hacks, and he was like, I remember Hacks was overshadowed by J-Man before.
Wait,
Everyone was all about
Dark Souls
J-Man.
3?
Yeah, J-Man was feeling himself. I'm like, fuck this kid. Every good player, I remember the first memory is fuck this person. Every time I meet them for the first time. I remember, fuck this kid. He's just like this retarded falcon. Well, retarded is not a nice word anymore.
He's worse.
He's an arrogant falcon. I only played him in like 2 tournaments, but I won both times. Remember that. Actually, Zhang is one of the only players I remember that I didn't think fuck this guy when I met him.
Hello?
Oh,
Oh, hello?
yo,
We got Chinese.
Daniel Lund, what's up, dude?
Okay. Do y'all see a camera? You just hear my voice.
Seriously.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
This is young Chinese, Daniel Logan.
Daniel
Who?
Logan. Oh,
I can't hear shit. This is.
I want to say more stuff about 05.
You want to go back to 05? Alright.
05, man.
I just want to say more stuff about 05 in general.
Real fast, touch on it.
Alright, so people don't realize, but New Jersey used to be the best state for Smash 64.
Oh yeah,
Isaiah was saying himself.
definitely mention 64.
And
Joe Franks.
so the thing is, like, sure, MLGPA, I was able to go there, but I wasn't able to go to that many tournaments. I went to a few more, but in 05 specifically, I would say most of my practice with people was through Calera Nintendo 64 netplay, and it was actually super, like, it hasn't changed that much over the years. It was actually really good still back then, and like I would just hit up Isaiah on AIM, and we would just play for like hours and hours. And New Jersey did have like a decent amount of like locals, like every now and then, and Isaiah was constantly saying, "Yo, like, why does New Jersey have so many good 64 players? Like, everyone in Claire was basically a 64 player, so it's easy to play people at low lag. There's Sensei, Megavolt, Valom, Queso, or KSO. Okay, it's gonna be hard for me to like go back. Moogle. Just so many good 64 players back then. The thing is, we would only go high roll, and no one can't because we just went Span Textile and
You would only go Hyrule, you never went Dreamland.
No, because we wanted wall combos, dude.
Alright.
It was so funny.
Yo, wait, was
on
Valiant
Dreamland,
playing?
so small.
Was Valiant playing back then?
Valom was playing, yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know how you can play him on Hyrule. Only time I ever played Ventura each other time.
We always approach, and Melee is the same way. Like, it kind of worked with 5 stars. People didn't really camp unless your name was Zanguzen. Get out here. But, yeah, people were just aggressive. Super aggressive, especially in 64. So, I played a lot of 64 and 05. That was like my main, like, gateway to competitive Smash because I was stuck at home practicing maybe Tesco. And didn't really have a chance to go to MMA tournaments. I'm not sure if Smash Tally started in 05. That's 06, right? I'm not sure if I should start bringing that up. The WAS tournaments. Do you guys remember?
Yeah, I think so.
If that's 06, then I'll just wait till 06. Or were we on to 06? That's when I added the Smash 64 thing.
Alright. Yeah, no, that's all good stuff. I'm actually going to ask you about that later to add to the timeline we have. Or if you have the timeline open, could you start editing part of that in? But, yeah, then we go to 2006, where Mewtwo King beat Zang in summer. Emu Killer and Atomisk start playing in September of 2006. And then 2007, early 2007, we get the first Home Dell tournament with Mr. F and Curb and all them. So, I don't know. LordKnight, when did you exit the scene, I guess? And then, Zang, what were you doing around that time?
Did you jump to like 08?
No, I was just keeping it in 2006 and early 2007. Because you left around...
So I was still entering tournaments in 2008, like late 2008.
Okay.
But I went to my first Multi-Blood tournament in 2007, so that's probably like the first step of stopping.
Alright.
Because I played that game for 2 weeks. I went to the tournament. I said fuck Multi-Blood for like 6 months. So I played Brawl. But then.
So Brawl had just come out like early 2008.
What? Definitely by 2009 I was not playing any Smash at all. But in 2008 I was still playing Brawl. I played Brawl probably at least for the first half of the year. So I just played a bunch of tournaments with Spammer. Yeah. In 2009 I was definitely gone. I went to NEC 2008 and I got 17th and Melty and I was pissed off. I was like super pissed off about it, and then I just started only playing Multi-Blood.
That sounds like it. Success 07.
Well, yeah, what was Zang doing then?
Wait, Zang, you quit early, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I quit back in like late 06, I want to say. I was going to college at that time. I started college, so I wanted to take a break from the game. But I went to a couple tournaments in 07 just to like keep up with the scene. I remember Bum was at one big tournament, and he beat me in this huge match. So it was a big upset. Everyone was going to hype over it. That was actually pretty fun. That was the rise of Bum, I guess. And then
that was the last time you lost to a DK.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It seems Chain Ace is driving. Dan, can you hear us? Alright, I'm sure he'll talk if he wants to chime in. Hello? There we go. Alright, we're back. Sorry, guys.
Cool.
Alright, finish.
So
where was Carl?
Yeah, we might as well wait for the story. Because it's
the
deep in the
return
future.
of Carl and Melee.
Return of Carl. Well,
we're going down the timeline.
yeah, hold on. Before we get to Carl's story, I want to get any last minute stuff from Zhang and LordKnight, since they may be the ones to leave first, and also they were the most active in that period, I guess. So I don't know. What else do you guys have to contribute from late 2007 up to 2009? I guess.
For me, not much. Late 2007, I was gone by then, but I'm sure DA with my main crew back in New York, they were probably doing a lot of good stuff. Wes, Kilo War, Dire Vulcan, Hell Fox, all them. They were just a huge part of my growth in the scene. So that's all I remember about Smash, besides tournaments here and there.
Do you remember any notable tournaments, upsets, people who are really good now that sucked back then, or vice versa? I don't know. Just anything else? Any big first events, like first time someone entered that later went on to do something else?
Yeah. I mean, I remember, I guess you have two things worth mentioning then. MLG, I was there when PC Chris finally dethroned Ken. That was like a huge moment in history. So yeah, I remember he went up to me afterwards and said, "Dude, I beat Ken," and I hugged him. It was just such a crazy moment.
I was just
I finally did
I
it.
remember seeing the picture of you too.
Yeah. And second thing, I do want to give a shout out to Forward, the Falco player.
Oh,
He,
like the god.
Yeah, people don't know enough about him because back in like 0506, I had a little rivalry with him because I was top 25 and he wasn't, even though he probably thought he was better than me, which he probably was. But anyway, I finally money matched him at a tournament in Jersey around 06-07, and he wrecked me. And that was the first time ever I had seen someone do Shine Waveland to a platform to do a combo, which right now is like so simple, everybody. But back then, I literally looked at him and smiled and said, "What was that? That was so cool." So yeah, Forward definitely revolutionary Falco. People should.
Ford was a legend.
Oh yeah, I remember Ford.
Yeah.
I remember there was a blizzard and he was like here. He like, I don't know. He just dropped everything. Was playing Smash. And there was a blizzard and he was in Philly, so I skipped school. And I played Ford like all day. Philly at Velocity's apartment.
Ford was like the dopest.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He played Marvel for a while too. Marvel and Capcom 3.
I remember in like 2010.
Top level in Marvel.
I remember in like 2010 or 2009, there was a No John's that he went to. He was in New York for whatever reason, and like it was super hype. Everyone was like hyping him up, like, "Oh my god, it's Ford!" And he ended up playing OTG, the Doc from New York, and they had like the hypest set. Like everyone was freaking out, and like OTG beat him and got the upset.
Ford was basically the white.
Ford was the legend.
He was like the white Sis, but before Sis.
The white
like
Sis before Sis.
Probably learned from Ford.
Yo, what's up with your list? It's not Sizz, it's Shiz. The Shiz, not Sizz.
I also forgot to mention, like, I think it was like 06, one Smash Tally tournaments. It's like probably my last big tournament before I decided to like stop playing Melee and do Brawl. But yeah, it was hosted by Waz, his crew, TSA. I know Album Loader was in it, Copycat, a couple other people, Sensei, and there's a lot of people there. I think I went up with LordKnight. Yeah, I went with you and Magus, I'm pretty sure. And
To what?
to Smash Tally.
Yeah,
Jersey.
probably.
Yeah, and this is the start of the Carl DK because I go there. And I see
Wait.
Bomb.
What were you? You were a Fox and Falco all the way up to this?
My
Who's
tournament kid, my series characters. But I would always like try to learn. Like every time I saw a comment video of like a random character, I would try to learn that character. And it's like constantly kept cycling through. But like my series are always Fox and Falco. But yeah, when I go to this tournament, I see Bum. I sit down and he destroys my Fox with his DK. Then I just use DK against him, and then we're just doing DK deals for like an hour, and he's just showing me stuff. And like I beat him in one DK deal, I was like, "Yo, what does this mean?" And he just told me like, "Yo, DK deals are the stupidest matchup. Like the better DK is supposed to lose or something like that." But no, he's showing me like sit-ups and stuff. And then from there, DK became a joke character.
Oh.
He's my joke low tier. And I was like, "Yo, this character's so easy."
By the way,
Carl, what's up, Chanis?
So,
unrelated, sorry to interrupt. Get right back to your story. But when I went to Tipped Off, there's a DK there that's probably 1 or 2 skill levels above you.
Yori?
I don't know his name. I'm gonna find his name for you.
Is he black?
But yeah, he's black.
Yeah, it's Yori.
It's probably Yori.
Yes, that was his name. I played him. I started in the rotation, so he switched to Peach. Like, you know, because it's DK. Falco even if he was a better player than me, I just started lasering him, and DK loses the matchup, so he switched to Peach. But his DK was probably the second best DK next to Fish It that I played.
Because you haven't played Green Ranger, and the thing about Yori, he's just an insanely good player.
Yeah, Yori's very good
He
at this game.
Because he does not know DK combos at all. Like, he does not know the character.
Don't-
He's just super good.
Before we start firing DK shots, actually, wait,
So
really?
I was saying, like,
Yeah.
because there's a good tournament series. There's like monthlies in North Jersey. It helped unite the New York and like Central Jersey scene because there's a nice thing in between. So New York people will come down, Central Jersey people will come up, and North Jersey people, I mean, they're right there. And I got to meet people like Soul, DJ Nintendo, etc. I remember the first time I played DJ Nintendo, I go to him. He's like using Samus against he's like playing adventure mode or whatever. I'm like, yo, you want to play? He's like, fine. I plug in my controller, I pick Fox. He's like, oh my god, another Fox. I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, buys me a Samus. Like, over and over. And he's like, come on, dude, don't you know any other characters? I'm like, yo, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Wait, who said that?
So
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I told him this too. He's like, shit, how remember?
DJ?
DJ Nintendo, yeah. I was like, I'm sorry for being another Fox.
DJ Nintendo.
And I remember that's when like HD TVs were becoming popular. So they actually had a line of setups that were like HD TVs. And me and LordKnight were trying to do Fox State. I was like, yo, this we can't do this. It has to be CRT somewhere. But they had CRTs lined up for like pools and stuff. But yeah, that was a really good tournament series, Smash Tally. I'm pretty sure if you get Walls on this, he'll like tell you way more about it. But that helped. I think that helped us a lot as far as like, you know, giving people a thing to like practice for, because it wasn't so often. So like we were like after one, it'd be like, all right, I have like a month or two to like practice for the next one. And
Yeah, those are big tournaments.
Yeah, and like
Those are big. Those are like
always
60, 70 man tournaments.
They were so sick. That's why I was so hyped at Quarterly Report, because like kind of like the same thing. So yeah, that was my last big thing. I think I did okay. I lost to Soul in Losers. It was super close last stop. And this kind of relates to the story I was trying to bring up before, about when I finally went to a tournament in like 2011 or 12, after playing Brawl for a couple of years, because a mutual friend of me, Smelly Cat, asked us to go. He offered a ride, so I was like, why not? I go to a No John's tournament, and I'm so out of Melee at this time. Like, yo, I don't know how to use.
So Smelly was already playing at this point.
Yeah, Smelly was already doing decent against Eggo.
Okay.
There's a chain out of port.
Yo, wait, was that the tournament where I had the hype set with Agam that was recorded? Yo,
So what year and month was this?
Yo, you ain't had no hype up back.
Yo, that
talking
shit
about?
was so hype.
So here's the thing. When Melee had its best rule set was when Melee was dead and Brawl took over. Why? Because we had dumb stages like Yoshi's Island and Peach's Castle were banned. But the cool ones like Green Greens and Jungle Jades were still legal. And so
No, I didn't like that time. I remember I lost to Sensei because he was up 2-2. It was winners finals, and it was 2-2, and the last fucking stage he picked was Onet, and I was like, ah, you fucking. He picked I won on Battlefield and FOD. What?
Now Carl took me to fucking Jungle Japes or some shit at Game 5 at Smelly Cat's tournament.
that was funny.
Yo, those tournaments were dope. Alright, let's not talk about that.
But anyways, yeah, Pokefloat was on anyway, so the rule set was super dope, and
you had to know Pokefloats. You had to know
Pokefloats too, dude.
Yeah. You had to know Pokefloats, you had to know F-Zero. There were some whack-ass stages that were on before.
City, you gotta have that Pocket
City.
Yo, you guys talk about
no, here's the best rule. The best rule. Wobbling was banned.
That
the best thing ever.
yeah, that disabled my eyes.
Wallet band, beautiful rule set. You had cool stages, you have dumb stages gone, and you have no wall. Oh god, this is awesome. Every time I see
The Wobbler's that
Icy's,
big of a deal anyway. Like, come on.
Alright, this is getting to be more about Carl's soapbox, and we're gonna redirect it back to New Jersey
So
history.
they go downstairs and that go to Smelly Cat. It's like the first time I've seen DJ Nintendo since like that tournament I talked to you about before. So like he barely remembered me. He's like already a Fox main and everything. Nintendo is on the rise, like being a good ice climbers while involved in this band. But yeah, I'm like bodying people. I'm using DK because I can't wave shine. Like I'm like, yo, too much brawl. I can't do anything. And I'm like destroying people like left and right in friendlies. And then when the tournament starts, I go against the 10 dude's friend, and the 10 dude's like, yo, go Falco. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And the guy just cans my DK for like 8 minutes straight and almost beats me. And I beat him, then after him I had to play DJ. Then when I lose to DJ, I had to play Soul. So I'm like, what the hell is this seeding? Like, I had to play 2 good people instantly, and I got last at that tournament. I'm like, how did I get last if I won a match? And when it gets high, I was just so confused. And I was complaining on the Smashboards thread. And Alucard's
So no difference than today.
Alucard's like, stop bitching, just get good, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, get good. I lost like the top seeds. I think Soul through. And then that's why I used to lose this early. Because I remember Reno was laughing at him. It's like, why are you playing? I also lost to Soul's DK. I lost to his DK because I went Falco. And my Falco, I couldn't wave shine. So I just lasered into nothing. And he just kept up being, oh, it was so bad.
Hold up, I'll be right back.
And that's when I was like, you know what, Melee sucks. And instead of like, not play Smash. So the only thing I did after that, until like current times, was like a random low tier tournament that Smelly Cat hosted. I bodied everyone. I met Internet Explorer for the first time. I like 6-0'd. It was so free. I was like, that was like super fun.
Here we go.
And I would say that's probably within the same year, because I guess when I met Smelly, we became friends. He probably told me about that some other time, 2011, 2012.
Yeah, that was January 2011. I put the
That was my
results up.
first.
Oh, nice.
That was my first New Jersey tournament win. That low tier tournament. It was my first New Jersey tournament win.
Yeah, that's
I
just
did
nice.
that tournament once before, but I was in college. I was in Indiana, and let's see. Then I didn't touch the game until after all the Doc Boys and all that stuff. I would sometimes go to Apex because you could sneak in, play friendlies. I would house people, but I would never compete because I was like, I'm not a competitor, you know. So like in the summer 2014 is when I came back, and I still had the issue with Austin Falco not being able to text skills, so I just went back to my joke character DK. I think he's the easiest character, and I can see the combos with him. So technically, as far as like New Jersey consistent entering tournaments, it's maybe like 2 years. No, less than 2 years. It'll be 2 years this summer. And I'm finally
Dan, you gotta mute your mic, man. Dude. Daniel, you gotta mute your mic. You're not esports right now.
I don't know what Shane is
Shot for a
doing.
laundry basket.
I'm trying to figure out what he's doing.
What's up?
Where is...
Dan's definitely in Walmart right now.
Alright, okay.
Looking for a laundry basket.
Go... Alright, enough of Carl. Let's go back to Zang and LordKnight. And then I guess Smelly's around at this time too. So we're somewhere in 2010 or 2011. So...
I actually have questions for... I have questions for Zang and LordKnight.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And Carl too, yeah. Can you guys talk about like the evolution of rule sets? Like stocks, items, and stages?
Son.
Not really. I mean, all I can say is
I know
before
almost all.
there were a lot more counterpick stages. There were way more counterpick stages. There were by the time I started playing, there were many counterpick stages. Yeah, I said that. No items already for a long time, and it was already 4 stock. It was already 4 stocks in 2005. Like the rule set didn't change. Like when I started randomly entering tournaments in like 2012 and 2013. When I saw all the counterpick stages were gone, I was kind of like half like thank goodness and half like what the fuck. But I think that's the only difference. The rule set seems to be mostly the same.
I'm trying. I made a Reddit post of like why each stage got banned. I'm trying to find it.
Do you really need to make a post? You can just post a picture of Fox.
No,
You can post a picture of
some
Jix
wasn't
occasionally,
Fox.
and maybe Peach once in a while.
Okay, so shoot, I can't find it.
I do know one thing that changed was we have more formal rules now about counterpicking and striking. Back then, it was a lot simpler. Like when I joined the scene again in 14, I was so confused about all the rules. You had to follow striking first and then banning.
Oh yeah. I remember when I played like recently.
Right?
They're like, "Oh, do you want to strike?" I'm like, "You can just go first, dog. Like I don't want to think about this. I don't give a fuck."
Something that I've been doing lately is I just get to the like the stage striking the stage list, and I'd be like, I don't want to play on Battlefield. You could just pick the first stage, and then they get confused, and they're like, oh, do you want to strike? I said, no, you could pick the first stage. Like, how do I not make myself clear? And then after that, I don't ban anything because I come from this weird era, and it's all because of Curb. Because at that time, Brinstar was legal, so Spacey's players like me, Marquise, we actually don't care what stage we pick on. We only ban because it's a formality in the tournament rule sets. Because Brinstar was legal, which was the dumbest shit, you could just fall to the bottom of the pit and then fall in the lava and like you'll get 100%.
Dude, are you
we
at
ban
Walmart?
Brinstar, which means we can't ban any other stages that we would normally ban, like Fountain or whatever. So at the beginning of each set, I ban Brinstar, even if it's not Curve. We just have to eliminate that possibility, and it sucks.
Wait, so
Alright, so-
Chain Ace, when did you start playing, and when are these rules in effect?
He's at Walmart.
I started playing in 2006. I started going to tournaments in 2007, or
Okay.
early 2007. So
What's the worst way for that?
this
Yeah,
is
well,
before.
if you find your first tournament
yeah, this-
results, we'll put it up in the timeline later. Just let me know.
Before Mango won Pound 3, this is when PC Chris and Mango and Mewtwo King was considered the best. Obviously, Mango wasn't the best yet. Mango was the best on West Coast. But this is all at a time period where Mewtwo King was just winning everything. Egan was second best. PC Chris was the best in New York, and it was before he won Pound 3. So it was, what's that Peach stage with the floating boat and shit?
Cruise.
Rainbow Cruise.
Rainbow Cruise.
Yeah.
Love that place.
What I remember about that time period was that Rainbow Cruise and Brinstar and Mute City were prominent. Those are the three. Oh, and Cornerio was still legal.
Cornelia.
Cornerio was still legal.
Oh, Cornelia. I have a story of Cornelia where we were camping till 8 minutes to the point where my opponent went to the bathroom and came back because the mattress is going on so long. So you didn't get to play when Peach's Castle was legal. And
Oh yeah, that was
Yoshi's
really
Island on that.
Yeah.
Mushroom Kingdom 2. Mushroom Kingdom 2. Do you guys remember that? Mushroom Kingdom 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Husband
Never
got the
legal,
spike
dude.
in the, like the stage is like has 2 holes right here, and Mars would always go for the spike. Yo, that was godlike for Falco. I know Zang knows. And you can hide behind Bird. Man, some good stages.
I agree.
But before striking, what it was, you had to you just went to a random neutral, and then
Pretty
after
much.
that you picked a stage, and there weren't
Yeah.
bans back then. Well, at least when I first started, there's no such thing as a ban. It's had a deal with Counterpit. And when I went to school in Indiana, they were later. They were way late on changing item rule sets. So like, banning didn't. My entire like Smash career for Melee in Indiana until like probably like 09 did not have bannings. So I always had a free win on Cornelia Fox. Like every single time you went against me, you had to expect to lose on Cornelia. You just expect Cornelia. It's gonna happen. So when I first like saw stage bans, I was super confused. I was like, why can't I not go here? Like, please let me go here. I'm not sure if East Coast or West Coast. Probably the East Coast. Yeah, East Coast was the dominant region. Like West Coast didn't do anything really until the Mango era. But yeah, I remember like at that No Johnson went to the Smelly Cat, like when people were banning and whatnot, I was like so confused. I'm like, can you please let me go to FD? And it would say no. I'm like, where's the scene? I think in the Midwest they started like getting rid of like Brinstar and Congo Jungle like a year or two into like Ball's existence. It took them quite a while.
Alright, so I just put out a message asking if anyone has questions. So until they start sending in questions, I guess.
Yo, I have questions.
Yo, go for it. Yeah. You can moderate too.
Were you abusing this shit back in the day? Were you picking some crazy ass stages and shit like that?
Of course.
Absolutely. It was Rainbow Cruise and
Yo,
Corner.
I want to hear these stories. That's what I
Here we
wanna hear.
go.
That's what the people want.
Yeah, we'll ride that Cornelia boys.
Corneria was the best because, like Carl said, you could just camp the hell out of every match, and it was just free. And you have the little lip or the side, so you can just tech the wall every time. It's so good for Falco. And Rainbow Cruise is perfect because you could just shine and kill on the top and just do a full hop. It was, best stages.
Yeah.
I miss them. We should still have it.
Falco's full hop is so good.
There's actually a PP versus Mewtwo King match.
From ROM 3 or something.
Yeah, ROM 3, it was still legal. And
That's
to me,
just so hype.
you know what's funny? That was 6 years ago. That was 2010 or 2011, something like that. It seems like a long time ago, but to me, those tournaments are new school.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
In our
So,
timeline,
like,
we're like barely at 2010.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, those stages just recently went away. Like, I still think it's weird that only Stadium is a counterpick.
I mean,
you know?
The nice part about coming back was all those stages are fucking gone. Those stages are garbage.
No,
They are.
No. I used to play Sensei often in tournaments, and
Yo, I
if
played
I played the last game and he won the first set, I would just lose. Because he played Fox, I played Marth. He'd take me like Onet. Yeah, you can find, there's a set of me versus him on YouTube, the first winners finals ever, and the last game is fucking Onet. It's fucking Onet, and I play Fox, I got like 3 stock or something. It's so, it's so hopeless, like what the fuck? Like it's so, like maybe, Stadium being a counter pick is like too extreme, I don't know. But like those other stages, like come on dog. You're trying to like tell fighting game players that Melee is serious, and then you go counter pick Rainbow Cruise. Like, come on, dog. But let's be real. I try to defend the game to people.
But you can't.
Still, it's 2016. I still have to defend the game. Like, it's so much easier now, though. It's so much easier now because there's no like joke stages. There's no like. Remember Spammer on Pokefloats?
No,
The 8-minute
I
match.
don't remember Spammer on Pokefloats. I actually remember I said
He played an 8-minute game against Vigil on Pokefloats, and it was like a legendary match. He beat Vigil on Pokefloats in Fox vs Peach. Took 8 minutes, all 8 minutes, timeout.
Yeah, I remember the goatee
You
going on. I
comment
love that.
Yeah.
But most stages have their own like reason why they got banned. Like, of course, Pokefloats to Spammer. Mute City was actually Armada, because Armada would keep beating people there, and people didn't refuse to believe that Armada was like top level player. So they just blamed it on his counterpick to Mute City. And then eventually, when they banned Mute City, Armada still kept winning. And they're like, oh shit, I guess Armada's good. Yoshi's Island was because of the Kish brothers. They destroyed Kanazeo on that stage, going double blocks, just like shining, out smashing, killing like at 40%. So like, okay, let's get rid of this. Green Greens was like Bomb and Mewtwo King. With DK, if you grab on one of the sides of Green Greens and just jump back while holding someone and instantly throw, they die at 0.
Yeah.
So it was a godlike DK stage. And Fox Kid has infinite shines on 4 walls, and his up smash kills, his up throw up air kills at 40 or 50. I think Rainbow Cruise is probably also Mewtwo King. What else is banned? Ford got, what's this called?
What happened?
Jungle James got banned because of Ford's Falco abusing like Ford B and spikes. I think this is like 06 though. There's a lot of like stage changes in like the span of 2 years, honestly.
Yo, are you putting up this whole call, or are you just taking like information from it?
Right now it's being live streamed. I hope you knew that. But then
Oh,
yeah,
I was
we're
not
I was
aware.
watching you at Walmart,
I
dog.
was not aware. But
What the fuck are you doing? Do your errands, dog. What the fuck?
no, it's okay because I wanted to just take the call now because if I don't do it now, I got work in the morning, so I'm probably just gonna go home and go straight to sleep. So I'm giving myself motivation to give up my information while I'm doing all my.
all right.
errands
Yeah,
and
I mean, we're definitely gonna have another call like
There'll be
this
other
in the next
calls.
week or two, so you could put more input then. But I guess, yeah. Do you know your first tournament?
shit.
Do you know
I
the
didn't know.
Do you know the first time you met Zang or LordKnight or Carl or Smelly? Like the exact tournament?
Like me, hello.
I know where I met Chines. I went to a tournament for I randomly entered a brawl tournament in Red Bank, and I won the fucking tournament, and I got a third in melee. I was feeling myself like crazy. I played Chinese, and we got chicken after, and I was like laughing the whole time because I won brawl. I was like, I don't even fucking play this game. Like, how terrible is this? Like, I always said it when melee, but he was pretty good. I remember. He I think it was like 2-1.
Yeah, I won
He
2-1.
fucked me up when you won though, because he played Falco.
But
Alto.
yeah, I met Smelly Cat. It's funny. I got introduced in like 2009, 2008, 2009, 2010 by Shoop Man. It's my
Yo,
friend
Shoop
Dan.
Man, the same guy who
Shoop Man's
me and
my
Carl knew.
He was friends with Smelly Cat first. He introduced me, and I thought Smelly Cat was this ill Falco main this whole time because Shoop Man just kept telling me how
nice
Smelly
he
had
was.
tech Falco. And then when I met him, he was on Marth Peach. I was so disappointed, yo.
He was a
I was
peach?
so
I wasn't a peach, man.
yeah. I would play Peach and friendlies, but you were
Plus,
Marth.
they all know. I played melee. I was a melee main.
Zang, I met him like briefly at like some, I don't know if it was some tournament that Sensei hosted back in the day, like 2006 or something like that. But then I didn't see him until years later. So the first time I saw Zang, like modern, was like a 2011 or 2013 one of Ryo Beats tournaments. It was like in North Jersey somewhere. Do you remember that?
Yep, it was Ryo Beats local tournament. You thought I was just some random Falco, I think. Because you asked me, wait,
Honestly, I wasn't like talking shit or anything like that, but like your play style was like really slow, and like you were doing stuff like grab, down throw, and trying to do tech chase. I was like, oh, he must be new. He must have watched some Bomb Soldier videos or something. And then when I saw that you made it to like lose the semis, I was like, oh shit, you're Zanguzen. You know what you're doing.
yeah.
Yeah, and then wait, who else? NJzFinest. And yeah, me and NJzFinest met at a No John's at like 2009, 2010, whatever. So even though we've all been around for a while, I never met these guys until a couple years later. But my first tournament was not in. It wasn't even in New Jersey at all. The actual reason why I started going to tournaments was because of Matt.Zev. Because me and Strick had no. We actually had no desire to like go to tournaments or like find the competitive scene. We didn't even know that it existed. We just knew that people played the game and put their videos online. So what did we do? There was no capture cards, or there were capture cards, but like it was hard to get back then. So we used to have the VHS tape, and we used to record our matches, like friendlies, whatever, in Strick's house. Put the VHS tape to the DVD recorder, because back then they used to have like the VHS combo DVD where you could like record onto the DVD, and you would have to put record onto the DVD, put the DVD in your computer, and then rip the DVD and convert it to MPG, and then put that shit in Windows Movie Maker so you could split up the matches, and you would upload it to YouTube. So we used to make like these little combo videos of us versus level 9 computers. And Zev commented on one of the videos, and he was like, yeah, nice job, but I would probably 3-stock you. And I was like, nigga, who is it? So I went on his YouTube page. He just looked like this average Falcon, and he definitely wasn't Strict 9. Like, yo, Marquise back then, before he didn't even know about anything. He was the nicest, yo. Like, let me just say, like, his tech skill in 2006 could probably beat half of New Jersey right now. Most of New Jersey. But, I replied, I was like, yo, you can't beat me. And he was like, oh, well, I see you from New Jersey. I think the best Falco in New Jersey is Eggum. So I had no idea who Eggum was. So I typed in Eggum Falco on YouTube, and I found his YouTube page. And I'm a 14, 15-year-old kid. I don't actually think I'm gonna meet these people, but I want to talk to them. So I'm like, yo, Eggum, I heard you from New Jersey. Maybe we'll play sometime. Ha ha. Send him a message, and then he was like, yo, me and my whole crew play in Neptune. And I was like, oh shit. So I typed in the address of Treble. Treble was a Samus player from Neptune from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I typed in his address, and he lived a block from the high school, Neptune High School. So me, Strict9 was sick that day. He was like coughing up a storm, had a fever and everything. But he wanted to meet Eggum because it was literally me and Marquise were the best players in Neptune. There's no competition. It was just Falco Dittos all day. We don't do any other matchups. Falco Dittos on FD. That was our whole Smash life. And here Matt.Zeb is talking shit, and then he says that there's another player like on our level. So we walk over to Treble's house, and we see Eggum, Bass. No, Bass wasn't there that day. It was Eggum, Mark Star, and Treble. And we all got whooped except for Marquise. Marquise destroyed Eggum in friendlies. And me and my friends that came with him, we all lost. So that gave us an idea. That introduced us to Melee. Eggum immediately is like, yo, you want to go to Pound 2? And we're like, nah, like we can't drive with a stranger and spend a hotel in a weekend with these random people that we just met. But yeah, that was basically the start of it. But anyway, so back to the Matt.Zeb. I replied to him. I was like, yeah, I met Eggum. We lost to him. And he was like, yeah, I still destroy you. He was like, yo, come to Esticle 9. So I was like, okay. So I type it on Smashboards, Esticle 9 shows up. And I wasn't really going to go. I was just humoring him. But I saw PC Chris. And then, at that time, PC Chris was like a huge name. Like, it was like the equivalent of, Mango or Pluck or whatever for the Stream Monsters. Because it was a different time back then. There was no live stream, no nothing like that. So, like, as far as being a fanboy, I wasn't really a fanboy of anyone except for like the top names like Bomb Soldier Ken, because that was what was prevalent at the time. So I went to Connecticut, all the way to Connecticut, to beat Matt.Zeb in a 25-cent money match, and that was how I got into the scene.
Oh man,
And that's my story.
it was like a lunch money match.
Yeah, I didn't know about like tournament etiquette. I didn't have any money. I was like, yo, I got a quarter.
They got these
And I
Pokemon
barely beat
cards.
Let's see.
That sounds
Anything
good.
else from that time period? 2007.
Can you? I guess you and Zang.
Yeah.
Can you? Or I don't know if LordKnight met up with Strick back in when they started out. But yeah, tell us about early Strick, since we're probably not going to have him in a call anytime soon.
Early? No, that's fine. I could tell you his whole story.
Give us a little
Marquise's
rundown.
Story is not very complicated. He hadn't gone through any tournament. I mean, first of all, without me, there's no Marquise, because he doesn't have a car, and he doesn't desire to go to any tournaments. He only goes when I say that I'm driving, or when Eggum says we're driving, because we all live in Neptune. We all live 5 minutes away from each other. So he always just hitches a ride, basically. But it just so happens that he's just the most talented player out of the group. He puts in the most work. But he doesn't have any desire to come to a tournament unless we ask him. Like, if I didn't ask him, like, yo, do you want to go to Pound? He was like, what's Pound? That was his response. That's what he was at Pound 2016. He was like, what's Pound? He didn't know what Pound is. That's how little he pays attention to the scene. So his first tournament was Tunes in 2008. Didn't make it out of pools, and he fell asleep on the chair too. Like, the second he lost his pools match, it was to Easy. Y'all know Easy? He's a Falco player from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He was playing back then. He's old school. He started like the same time we did, 2006, 2007. Easy beats Strict9 in pools at Tunes 2008. This was in Howell, New Jersey, and the host used to be Cheez-It. He's a Peach player.
Mm-hmm.
So Cheez-It used to host Tunes. Marquise didn't make it up pools. I didn't make it up pools either. The players were like Cactuar, Vans, Eggum, Scar, Test Spammer. Who's that Marth player? HBK. That was like that was the player base. Those were who used to come to Tunes back then. And so 2008, Strick wasn't that good, but he was still leagues better than most Falco players. It was just he didn't know how to like beat like weird matchups, like if a Marth could chain grab him or like, you know, a Peach down smash, like he didn't know how to fight that. But his tech skill was still outrageous. So like around 2009, that's when he used to go to No John's with Eggum a lot. And he, at this point, he's only entered like 10 tournaments, like lifetime. And he was getting a little buzz in New York and New Jersey as like being the best Falco. And I remember we went to Revival of Melee. It was March 3rd, 2009, something like that. March 9th, whatever. And they were calling out the pools, and they were like, okay, pool 1, Strict 9 versus the Shizwit. No, pool 1, Strict 9 versus PC Chris. Everyone's like, oh! So he goes over to his pool. He gets second in his pool. PC beats him like 2-1. And then when they were calling the results of pools, like the people that advanced a bracket, round 1 bracket, they were like, Strict 9 versus the Shizwiz, Revival and Melee. The whole venue just starts screaming. And that was the second where I was like, okay, my best friend, he's actually getting known like in the Melee community. So he loses to Shiz, he beats like a couple people in the bracket, and then he loses to G Money. And I would say like 2010, 2011 is where he like solidified himself as good, like high level top player, because that's when he started to beat Pax Money. That's when he started to beat Cactuar, Eggum, like, you know, the bet J-Man. That's when he started getting really good. 2012, he beat Axe. And then, let's see, around that time, I think he fought PP, but his controller broke. So, like, fun fact, if you go to Zenith 2012 or whatever, you find a Strict 9 versus PP, he loses the match, but right before that match, he had to wait an hour. Yeah, because someone stole his controller, and then when he found it, it was broken. So he had to use some random controller, he lost to PP. And that's basically it. Like, he doesn't have any, like, rivalries or anything like that. He just kind of started 2008 when I said all that stuff was going down, and just, like, you know, there's nothing to it. It's sort of like Swedish Delight. Like, I can tell you about him, too. In as recent as 2011, 2012, James was my level. I remember we were just doing Falco Ditto. He used to play Falco back then. And then around 2013, he just snapped. It's so, I kind of like resent it a little how a person could just have an epiphany and then just jump skill levels. And not to say that he didn't put in the work, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, he picked sheep.
Overnight, he just came. Yeah,
That
you
shit
know what I
doesn't
mean?
happen overnight, dog. Come on.
Yo, I literally told him to pick Sheik.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was my level. And he didn't, I'm not saying he didn't put in the work. I'm just saying from an outsider looking in, it happened overnight. You know what I mean?
I think we're gonna have a whole episode on just like Bert and the rise of James.
It happened a little more slowly from Marquise. From Marquise, it was like, okay, 2009 to 2011, he slowly just became what you know as Strict 9. And he actually hasn't leveled up since like 2013, which amazes me. I mean, he's crispier, but he doesn't play no more. I want him to get back into it.
Yeah, Strict is definitely least improved.
It's weird talking about this, like, 2011 on time, because, like, there's all this melee shit happening, and I'm just, like, somewhere else.
Yo, I feel kind of similar because, like, I didn't know who Swedish
I'll be right back.
until, like, 2014. I was like, who the hell is Swedish Delight?
See, I don't know who that is at all. I've been playing other shit.
I didn't know about Curve. I didn't know about Mr. F. Like, basically, the top New Jersey players right now, besides like Tech Zero, has never heard of.
They were gone even when I started.
I
All the
didn't even know
first guys were active.
JSX. I didn't know JSX, J-Flex. I didn't know about him. Because, I mean, I was in Indiana, and plus when I came back, I didn't play Melee.
I guess since we talked about Carl leaving and then coming back, and because now it seems we're ending around 2011, so I guess that's when Zang came back, right? I think you said.
So yeah, I actually came back after Evo 2013. That was the whole reason I
2013.
came back. 'Cause
Okay, so you and
Yeah.
LordKnight probably came back. Not that LordKnight's active in the game now, but like he started looking at it again, and entering locals or the occasional tournament around 2012 onward.
something like that. Like the game just started. There started being more crossover between fighting games and Smash. So let's say like around 2010 on 2010. No, I'm saying I'm wrong. So 2013 was probably when I started entering tournaments when they were available, because Melee got big because it was in EVO 2013. So
Yeah.
the same year I had my really good Persona run was the same year Melee was back. And it was just, I would just show up to a tournament and just play if I felt like it. Like I won a tournament in Connecticut that year.
Yo.
I won like a couple of random shits. I get like 5th here and there. And my hands are always dying every time I play this game. I don't know how you guys fucking do it. It hurts.
Yo, it's hard.
It's painful. It hurts. Like I played a grand
my
final.
hand
My hands
actually
are
died
starting
every
to
time
die.
I play. I have the same Hacks Money hand virus. I just haven't said anything to anyone,
Virus.
and I'm not gonna bother going to the doctor either.
So, and I mean, I don't think LordKnight.
It's all quiet.
Yeah, so Zhang and LordKnight both come back after the Evo revival. Zhang's been consistently going to, you know, a few big things a year, but he was never, I guess, as active as he used to be. And LordKnight, you, like you said, you just enter when Melee's a side event in your actual tournaments. So that's cool. I mean,
Yeah,
Zhang, do you have
Toronto.
more input about like what brought you back to Melee and how you've been since coming back?
Yeah, so like I said, back in 06, I was ranked 25th, I think, in my peak by their panel or whatever. So when I saw in 2013 how the game had gotten so big and so popular again, I was amazed, and I thought, I wonder if I dedicate a whole year to the game, can I become top 25 again? So it was kind of a personal challenge for me. So I dedicated a whole year from late 2013 to 2014, and I went to like every tournament I could, and yeah, I had a great year, but I didn't make 25, obviously. And ever since then, I've just kind of been playing a little bit less and less, just trying other hobbies and whatnot. But I still love the scene, and I still try and practice before any big tournaments I go to. I might go to Shine later this year or something, just to...
Oh, yeah. We had a question. Shine is one major. Flex said you may do... Oh, the message already away, but do you have any tournaments you're planning on attending, since the chat seems to want to know?
Yeah, Shine for sure. Looking forward to that. And probably Big House this year. And those are probably the only 2 ones, and some locals, just to prepare for those big ones.
Alright, sounds good.
Yo, when did the Smash documentary come out? Was that part of the reason you got back?
I think it was January 2014? I don't know. Let me check that right now.
I remember I watched it and I was like, man, it seems cool. Because now you added LordKnight for making the Finder thread.
Okay, it was fall 2013.
13?
Yeah, so, I mean, he probably heard about Apex, but that's also what inspired the documentary that same fall. Or, I mean, yeah, it says around fall 2013 it came out.
Real quick before I have to get off, right?
Yeah.
Y'all ever walk in a supermarket and then you see the fucking legit fat ass booty just around the corner? So you got your shopping cart, right? And then like you have to slowly you have to perv and just slowly just creep around the corner, but you gotta make it look like you're not following the booty. And then by the time you get close up to the booty, this shit is not as legit as you thought it was.
Wait, so that's what you were doing this whole time? You were doing the most roundabout route of Walmart you could possibly do.
That happened. That happened right at the end of my shopping just now. But
Alright.
I was just so disappointed, man. Like, yo, you know how Melee lets you down sometimes? Like, you put in all this work, and then you still lose. That's how I feel right now.
I'm sorry that you're so disappointed, and we'll have a good night. I don't know what to say to that.
Take care, Janice.
Yeah, yo, peace.
Peace, Chain Ace. Thanks for joining. You can join the next one maybe to get some more input.
Yeah, I mean, like, a day I'll be able to give actual better info when I'm not preoccupied.
Okay, good info.
Yeah, we'll let you know. I'll talk to you in that chat. See you, man.
Yo, it was Snow Bunny too, man. Man, I'm so disappointed.
Snow bunnies.
Alright, Joe.
So it's 11:30. We should probably start wrapping it up since people got work tomorrow. Last words from Zhang, since I don't know next time we'll be able to get him in the call, or last words from LordKnight.
Yeah, shout outs to the old school New York scene, DA, the Turks, you're the best.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, like, what crews did you play? Who did you practice with back in the day? Because there were like, I'm sure the tournaments weren't like all the time, so you had your own crew that you practiced with. So let's go with that.
Yeah, I had the Human Stampede. That was my local crew in Wayne, New Jersey.
So fun.
And then there was DA, which had everyone, and then there was the Turks. Those were my 3 crews that I played with.
What are the Turks?
That was PC Chris and Mofo and a couple other people, but mostly just those
Oh
two.
wow. I've
Was
never
that
heard of the
TG around
Turks.
back then?
He was not, no. Oh yeah, PC
Yeah.
Kid.
I played in THP, the Holy Poners.
Holy Poners. Yeah, that's led by Inuit. Me,
Yeah, that was
Madness.
me,
Spammer?
Spammer, Magus, M2K kinda, and Adamus.
Me.
Was that around Rutgers?
That group actually got savage. Like that was a good group actually by the end of it.
Yeah, that sounds great. Was Do Young with you guys back then?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do Young and
I don't know
Will?
if you've seen it, but
And
Dio was
Lawmaster.
around.
Or-
Yeah,
Was that like the
Dio was
Rutgers
around
area,
back
bro?
then.
No. The Rutgers was like 40 minutes away, so the only person from Rutgers is Spammer, because he went to Rutgers. Like when we started, we were all in high school. Except Magus, I guess. Who knows how old Magus is? He's fucking.
Mags is a mystery.
He looks the same as 2005, except like a wrinkle, I guess. Like one. I saw him at the quarterly report, and it's literally, I saw one wrinkle. Everything else was the same. And I walked right next to him, and he didn't recognize me until Carl said, "Hey, Magnus, it's LordKnight. He's taller."
Dude, that was so funny.
Yeah, dude, I miss Cruise too, man. Cruise and results threads are like the 2 things that disappear completely. You guys always have those back in the day? Like on Smash boards?
Result thread?
Always.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
where you go through the list of players and be like, do a little shout out to each one.
You take the results and you see what you want next.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
what you see.
those are
It
dope.
was hella dope.
Yeah.
As
Yeah, the power ranking started back then. The results, all the results stuff happened when they started the power rankings way back. There was a lot of drama in that, but it was fun. I remember, so Zanguzen in 2013 got motivated. I kind of got motivated in 2013. So when I saw the list of like the top 25 players, there were players I used to fuck up for free. So I was like, yo, I should just play Melee and just fuck these people out and be like, yo, I'm nice.
And
But
you
then
found
at the
out-
same time, I was like, I should just like keep my eggs in one basket. Like because that same year where he got back into it, I got second place in Evo. So I was like, I should just try to win Evo the old-fashioned way instead of resetting Melee and going through all that shit all over again, like a 3rd time or 4th time. So I didn't do it.
Yeah,
Like
so
DJ
wait,
Nintendo, for example, I used to like. He's really good right now. He's like top 20 or 25, I think. He was not that good before. He played Bowser only. And the Carl story is 100% true. He did the same shit with me. He's like, another Marth. I'm like, I like Marth. I used to get mad. I'm like, I like Marth.
yo, I remember the first time I saw DJ, he was at a Smash tournament in Brooklyn playing fucking Super Mario RPG on a SNES or whatever instead of playing Smash.
Yeah, he's funny as shit.
Yeah.
He's actually cool, but he just, I don't know. I think that was probably the first time he ever like traveled for stuff. So he just didn't know how to interact with people really,
Yeah, maybe that.
which is fair, I think. I think everyone who goes out for the first time is just weird. Maybe.
So wait, Zang and LordKnight, was it like Melee getting into Evo with like all the Melee on me content that was coming out and the documentary that got you back into it, or was it like some other shit?
I think, I don't know about Zhang, but for everyone else, it looked like it was the documentary and like all the, like the hype train and that.
Yeah, because the doc came with like Melee on me and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was purely Evo.
Lorna, you have a question from Sam. He asked why you didn't enter Melee at quarterly report.
I didn't want to like
Lose.
split my attention that much. I didn't want to like. I didn't want to stay late because it was a Sunday and Melee started after everything else.
Yeah, Melee
And
was going
also
to take a
this
while.
year, I'm trying to really focus on Guilty Gear and Street Fighter, especially in up till Evo Guilty Gear, because I think that's a really good game for getting better at fighting games and like raising your skill as a player. It has a lot of like, it takes a lot of fundamental player skill to be good at it. And honestly, it'll be very, very hard to get. I want to get top 8. It'll be super hard. Like, I've been playing off and on during this chat like the whole time because I couldn't afford to not practice today.
Yeah, that's
So
cool,
like,
dude.
I'm not trying to fuck around. Like, I don't enter Melty Blood tournaments. I don't enter Blaze Blue tournaments really anymore. Like, I try to only play Speed Fighter and Guilty Gear right now. No Pokemon. Like, I don't fuck around with like other stuff. I'm trying to really be focused right now.
That's dope. Then
Yeah.
you realize that those games suck and come back.
Yo, good luck, dude. Definitely
Yeah,
have
thanks.
New Jersey rooting for you.
I'm really good at not winning Evo. I'm like
You got
especially
this.
good at not winning Evo.
All right, up to top 8 though. All right, so yeah. I mean, if Carl and Smelly want to stay after and like keep talking, that's fine. I can stay on. Zhang probably has to leave soon. So
Yeah, Zang.
Yeah, I'm about to go to
Take
sleep.
care, bro.
any last
Take
words?
Wait,
Fine,
Zang.
guys.
Wait, Zang, do you have
Zang.
anything to say about Zanguzen at Smash Summit 3?
Not
The
gonna
potential
happen.
sponsorship, the Mafia trash talk.
We'll
Do you have
try.
anything to add about it?
We'll do a campaign
I'm
for
a
him.
in Mafia. There's no question about that. I'm
Do you
the
see
best
Chris
at
in
that
chat
game.
talking about Mafia?
Yeah. But
Yeah, Zang would fucking destroy Mafia at the summit.
thank you. I would exactly.
Wait, Zang's good at Mafia?
Yo,
Think-
he's nice.
who could kill Zang?
He is nice.
Shit.
They would literally not be
I
able
tried
to kill
show
Zang.
I used to play online for like 2 years straight. EpicMafia.com is the best. So
That's a
Epic Mafia in Town of Salem.
Wait, you already
Yeah.
practiced Mafia?
It's a fun game.
I didn't know that was the
Play
thing.
Smash Mafia on Smash Bros. Used to have like a little part.
Don't hate. Don't hate. Don't hate.
Mafia.
You don't know good Smasher's special skills, dude. You don't fucking know. Everyone has like a secret thing that they're really good at.
It's true.
I dance.
Yeah.
true.
Mine
Now
isn't
what
Smash.
Smelly Cat does. Smelly
It's,
Cat
it's this thing right here. It's this right here.
Chris is probably being
Weird. So yeah, if Zang and LordKnight are taking off, we'll probably take off too.
yeah.
And just do
Oh,
more
yeah.
of this another night.
I don't have that much to say because for me, I couldn't go to that many tournaments. I was mostly known just for like guides of Smash boards and combo videos. But
Yo, I'm sure you got something to say, Carl. So maybe you'll join us the next time in the next call. Maybe Smelly will too, but I think Zhang is pretty busy and so is LordKnight. So we'll say bye to you guys.
Take care, dudes.
Next call, we'll try to get some new people. We'll try to focus on an even older or maybe a slightly newer time frame. But yeah, I think it went well. Thanks for joining.
Alright. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, I'll record this, put it up on YouTube or something. But yeah, thanks, chat. Maybe if you liked it, you'll come next time, and see ya. Bye, guys.